There are as many paths to enlightenment as there are individuals. However, when we speak about paths to enlightenment, um, it's possible to group them into four general styles or categories of practice. And the key word is practice, in Tantra specifically, sadhana, or spiritual practice, spiritual effort, spiritual, and some people hate this word, discipline, is required. So these um, four styles of practice, four paths, Swami Vivekananda classified as four yogas. Yoga here by being a general term for spiritual practice. Now this is different from the popular use of the word yoga to mean physical exercises that involve stretching and sometimes chanting and maybe some visualization. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that yoga, it's just not what Swami Vivekananda meant when he talked about the four yogas. The four yogas being jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and raja yoga. Okay, so interestingly enough, these four yogas correspond neatly to Carl Jung, the psychiatrist's four mental functions of jnana yoga with reason, bhakti yoga with feeling, karma yoga, sensation, and raja yoga, intuition. Not direct correspondences, they don't mean exactly the same thing, but there's some relationship there that is useful if you think in those psychological terms. And so, jnana yoga, the yoga of knowledge, jnana means knowledge, jnana, is a path whereby one affirms the realizations of the saints. That is, that there's only uh, one being, and that one self that transcends anything physical or even mental, and then identifies with that. So the meditation would be about disidentifying one's identity from the psychophysical being and the world in general, with the pure consciousness that is the substratum of it all. Now, the primary tool in that is reason, is saying this world and the things that I can perceive in it cannot be the self because they are objects of perception. And the self, the true self, can only be a subject and never the object. And using that basic reasoning, they go on saying, this is not the self, that is not the self, that is not the self. And they keep shifting back deeper, deeper, deeper in through levels of being to the original consciousness. Now, this is philosophically, this jnana yoga is often very popular with Westerners because it doesn't require the utilization of a deity or any concept of deity necessarily. It doesn't exclude it, but doesn't require it. And the philosophy is very clean, very neat. Shankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani is sort of uh, the title of the book is the crest jewel of this form of discrimination between what is permanent and what is not, what is subject and what is object. So that's one path. Then Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion. And in that case, you do have relationship, and it's all about relationship with this deity. And in Tantra, not only relating as either an admirer or a child or a pet, even, or a slave, a friend, a parent to a child, or as a lover. These 5 major bhavas, or methods of relating to deity, lead to a loving identification with the deity, and that becomes a stepping stone then to the realization as oneself as the essence of that deity, which is the same non-dual consciousness that the Jnana Yogi realizes through his or her path. Then the next one is Karma Yoga. That is using the senses, training the senses to take the mind back to its source. And that is by dematerializing the world through constant remembrance in the midst of action that this world is like a sacrifice. The input from the 5 senses is like butter being poured into the fire of that witness self. The deity sitting in the heart witnesses and experiences all of our experience. And that sense that every action that we do is a sacrifice to that deity then helps us come back to that realization of that divine self. And the final Raja Yoga is often utilized in all the other paths, and that's the yoga of meditation, specifically of training the mind to direct attention to a chosen object at will. Now that may seem very simple, you know. Say, I want to look at that box over there. Look at that box over there. That brown box. You know, that's easy. You can direct your attention to that. Yeah, it's easy for a second or 2, 3 or 4 seconds. But to sustain that attention without other thoughts intruding, that's difficult. And so that kind of Raja Yoga meditation, that yogic, what we call classical yogic meditation, is tough. It's an advanced practice. I don't say don't attempt it. I think I know from my own experience, there's value in doing that kind of practice daily, several times a day if you can, at least once a day. And because it does create mental quietude. And when the mind becomes quiet enough, then the truth that is already there, that quiet self within, becomes more evident. That which is hidden, because it is subtle, manifests to you at the proper time. So those are the 4 general paths to enlightenment. Of course, there's a lot of more to be known in the details of those practices. And those 4 can be combined. And in Tantra, one's encouraged to use all of them, because why not use all of your being? Reason, emotion, feeling, sensation, and intuition. Why not use all of your faculties toward the greatest and most noble quest that we have as human